Ray. Probably I've been involved with the Studebaker Club in Newcastle for 15 years. I started as the promotional officer back then, just selling the sales items. Moved on to be the president. I've been the president, I suppose, for about the last 12 years. Been very rewarding, good bunch of people. Get a day like today, beautiful weather, and a good turnout, so it's been quite nice.
I've been in the movement, in the Studebaker movement, probably for about 12 years. The group, within the group, everyone sort of helps everybody, and it's quite a good comradeship in the organisation, and I'm quite happy with the car. The car is 56 model and 8-cylinder and 289 cubic inch. It's got power steering. That's how it's come out with an automatic transmission in that day. It was the first of the 12-volt series. Prior to that it was all 6-volt, but I'm more than happy with the vehicle.
It's a 1935 Commander 8, Australian-built body, built in Brisbane for John Brobrib, who raced the car in trials and sprints, etc. 4.1 litre, 250 cubic inches, side valve, straight 8. About 115 horsepower. We just saw the photo, it's a mess. Damage across the front. Rusted right round the bottom of the car, and 14 years later it came out like this.
Well, this is a Queensland ambulance. It come from Bundaberg district, and it was mainly based around Gingin. Where were we? Just outside Warwick. The steering started just pulling a little bit to the left, and by the time we hit Wollongara, it just felt really strange, so we had a look at it and didn't find anything wrong with the left-hand tyre. We went around to the right and had a huge bulge in it. So we changed it with the spare, which is an ordeal getting out from inside the car, and that took us about 3/4 of an hour. We changed the original wonky one back to the rear and put the other rear back onto the front, and we got as far as Llangollen, and then the other one started going wonky again, and we were lucky to run across an old Bridgestone tyre service in the middle of nowhere, and got 2 new tyres off him. Yeah. Otherwise we were going to be walking.
Okay, well, so he starts beautifully.
It's a 1960 Studebaker Hawk, originated in South Bend in America, and I bought it off Tony Peed in 1995 as pretty much a rust bucket. Had a lot of work to do, 5.5 years restoration, and that's what it came up to in the finish. It was originally a green, and I've now painted it grey, Done a few modifications on it. It's running straight LPG fuel, no petrol at all. The motor was built for it. It's got a Burt Jones racing cam in it and 12.5 compression instead of 8.5. I've got a Holden power steering and Ford disc brakes. In 1966, I was in Jenolan Caves and one come down the mountain and parked in front of me, and I said to the wife, I love that, I would love to have one. It took me till 1995 to get it.
It was imported new in '61 to Brisbane for the American consulate, and he's pretty much got every option you could possibly throw at it: aircon, power steering, wing guards, clock, just the regal sort of deluxe trim. Des Skinner from Brisbane, he restored it in 1976, painted it this colour, fixed it up, put all new panels on it, and it's pretty much the same condition it is from then. And I went to South Australia for 20 odd years before coming to New South Wales, probably 10 years ago. And it was New South Wales, a couple of different owners. Its last owner was in New Zealand. He bought it in 2006, Kimball, and I've got it. I've had it for a few months, sort of mid 2011, and yeah, here it is.
Ray, it's a 1962 Studebaker Hawk. I first came across them back in the early 70s and liked them and pursued getting one. So I acquired this in 1975 and I've been the continuous owner all that time. I've haven't really renovated or restored it other than just some running maintenance. And a repaint there at one stage. Other than that, it's still in the original conditions when I bought it.
One particular year we had every club in Australia represented here, other than the Western Australia Club. We had Victoria, we had Dubbo, we had Sydney, we had Queensland, and we had Victoria. People just keep coming back year after year, but now it's getting extremely hard with the price of fuel and accommodation and so forth. But it's still an affordable weekend, and people come back, I think, basically for the friendliness of the people that's here.